All right, folks, it is April 2nd, 2025. It is finally time for the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct to happen. Um, I'm pretty excited about it. Uh, I'm looking forward to seeing what Nintendo's going to do next. If you watched Orbit Weekly last week, I said several times, there's a piece of dust floating in my face. I said several times that I wasn't a huge fan of the Nintendo Switch. I could go into more detail as to why I wasn't a huge fan of it, but the short version of it is that the portability of it for me isn't that big of a selling point in my personal life anymore. I wish that the Switch had better online features. I wish it had some kind of a trophy system. Um, and a lot of the big name Nintendo games that have come out for the Switch, I have played, but it's just not really enough going on over on the Switch. And when it comes to third party games, I pretty much always play my third party games on PlayStation 5 or Xbox or my PC. So that's pretty much why I like this. I think the Switch is a good system. I do. It's just not for me, I think. But enough about that. Before we're just waiting for the Switch 2 presentation to start. It's going to start up in about 15 minutes. So I just want to take maybe 5 or so minutes to talk about what I want to see from this showcase, what I'm looking forward to seeing potentially with this showcase before it begins, and then we'll watch it along together. I'll give some closing thoughts and stay tuned because we're going to be doing a second Orbit Weekly. Yes, there's going to be two weeklies this week. Today I'm going to be flying solo, but the next one I'm going to have Smooth with me. And me and Smooth are going to do a discussion where he's going to give me his thoughts as well. And I'm going to give you my more detailed thoughts after, being able to think it over. But for today, it's going to be my immediate reactions to the Switch Direct. And yeah. So, like I said, before the Switch Direct kicks off, I just want to talk about a few things that I really want to see from this Nintendo Switch Direct. Some of the things I don't really expect to see. One of the things I don't expect to see is like amazing cutting edge graphics. I'm not expecting that. Nintendo, ever since the Wii, kind of figured out that graphics don't really mean that much if you have good games. And I used to preach this all the time when I was younger, and I still believe it. You don't really have to have great graphics as long as your games are really, really good, And for a console like the Nintendo Switch, I remember when the Switch, and you'll have to excuse me, I've got a bit of sinus congestion right now that I'm kind of working through. But I remember when the Switch first came out and we were first getting a lot of these ports of games over onto the Switch, and people were saying like, "Oh, the performance isn't that good. This game's stuttering. The graphics aren't as good in this game, and this, that, and the third." But people were still buying those third-party ports of games to the Switch because of the fact that it was a version of this game that you could take with you wherever you went, which is, and this is before Steam Decks, this is before the ROG Ally, all those, handheld, portable gaming PC type devices existed. This is before all of those. It was just the Switch, and those third party ports, as jittery and as clunky as they may have been, they were the best way to play. And people will overlook bad performance and graphical issues to play a game on the go. So I don't expect a huge graphical leap here. I expect there to be some sort of a bump, but I don't think that a real graphical leap is something that Nintendo really cares about. I think performance may be something that they care about. I think that as opposed to just having a resolution bump, like I don't expect the screen on this new Switch to be 4K. That's not what I'm expecting, but I do expect that games should, by and large, run better. I think that Nintendo kind of realizes that having that third party support on Switch is super important. So they're not going to want to make this system so underpowered that, devs just aren't going to want to port their games to the Switch. They want devs to be able to port games over to the Switch if possible. So we're gonna see. I think that just being able to run games and to be able to have high performance on native Switch 2 games is going to be a priority for them in the performance department. Um, but again, I don't expect a huge graphical leap. I don't expect us to have a portable Xbox Series X on our hands. That would be insane. Um, Aside from that, I want to talk about the screen. There were rumors before the Switch 2's official, announcement that we were going to have this direct, there was talks that the screen was not going to be an OLED screen. I think this is a tragic, tragic mistake because if you haven't played on a Switch OLED, if you put a Switch OLED side by side with a regular Switch, it's like night and day. The OLED looks so much better. And I'm going to be very, very disappointed if those rumors slash leaks turn out to be true and the Switch 2 does not have an OLED screen in handheld mode. I'm going to be gutted if that's the case. Now, yeah, I don't think it'll take very long for people to figure out a way for you to modify a Switch 2 and put your own OLED screen in there, which is something I would personally do um, for myself because I just find that it would feel like a step backwards in so many ways to go from a Switch OLED to a Switch 2 without an OLED screen. I just feel like that would just be a step backwards. Of course, there's other. I'm pretty sure I'm not super savvy on screens, but I'm pretty sure there's other screen solutions that are more cost effective that get you a similar result to OLED. They could use a high quality. Um, I guess they could use a high quality LED screen in the Switch 2 that would look almost as good as OLED, but I think that having an OLED screen it's kind of like I would be really really gutted if that's not the case in the Switch 2. So I personally really want an OLED screen in the Switch 2. And with that, that's about all that I have to say about hardware. Oh, but one more thing. In the dock, I really want them to have an Ethernet port. No more of this, oh, you have to go out to the store and buy an Ethernet port, an internet jack from, like a third party little dongle to hang in. No, no more of that. The Switch 2 should come bundled day one with an internet plug so you can plug in an Ethernet cord and have wired internet on your Switch 2 day one. No more. No more of this. Again, if it's not in the Switch 2, that would be a major step backward for me. Me, who uses my Switch primarily as a home console plugged into my television screen, it would be a major step backwards for me if the Switch 2 does not have an internet jack. Like, that would really, frankly, that would really piss me off. It seems like a minor thing, but it would really piss me off personally. Um, with that, that's all I really have to say about hardware. Um, I mean, there was that little thing with the Joy Cons and like the new connecting mechanism and the fact that they look like they can be used as computer mice. That's cool, but that's kind of like one of those little gimmicky things that I guess I'm gonna have to wait until Nintendo shows me something with that for me to really make a judgment call. Um, I'm not really too excited about the new Joy Cons. I mean, Joy Cons are Joy Cons, so. Uh, Moving on from there, I kind of want to talk about the UI and the user experience. Um, Before I talk about the games are going to save for last. User experience, I personally really want a revamped menu. I want themes on the home screen. I want themes. I want folders. I want a better store, right? Because the store on the Switch is so incredibly slow. I want a better, faster store. I just want the user experience to feel like a more put together experience, and not to harp on PlayStation 5 too much, but the PlayStation 5 out of all the consoles right now, I think the PlayStation 5 has the best user experience. And if you own a PlayStation 5, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about because everything feels so deeply integrated into that user experience, like the games and your media functions all feel like they're interwoven into the overall, PlayStation UI. Like there was a lot of thought put into it. Everything feels seamless on the PlayStation 5. Going to the store, you don't even have to like load up a whole new tab to go into the store. You just slide over to the store, open it, and you're in the store. It's very seamless. And the same thing can be said with like a lot of the games. It's just it feels like on the PlayStation 5, the store is like baked into the front end. If that makes any sense at all, I'm trying to explain it the best I can. It's hard to explain if you don't have a PS5. Um, I'd say, I mean, the Xbox has different, tabs that you kind of go into, but the Xbox is still really, really fast too. And the Xbox store is still really easy to get to. It loads up super quick, you know. So the Xbox is not a slouch. I like the Xbox UI also, but I think the PS5 UI is just, it's got this seamless sort of way that it's put together. And I'm hoping that the Switch 2 is at least more similar to that as opposed to what it currently is, where you know, it feels like it's just, you know, it just feels kind of archaic. I had this feeling when the Switch 1 first came out, and I remember feeling when the Switch 1 first came out and I saw the user interface and I saw the online features and everything, I thought in my head, I was like, this does not feel finished. You know, like it feels like they put this thing out before it was really ready to go out into the world. Um, so I hope that they improve that. I hope we get better social features, you know, in terms of friends lists, sending messages to people, having party chat in the system. All these things that should be a part of the Switch already. I hope that they finally catch up to Microsoft and to Sony in terms of those basic, you know, social features or those basic online integrations. Excuse me. Like I said, I'm having some sinus trouble right now. But I hope that they catch up to Sony and Microsoft in terms of those sort of basic features. I'm not asking for the world here. I'm just asking for like the basics, right? Um, Going forward from that, uh, I guess quickly because we got about 5 minutes left before the show starts. I want to talk about the games. I'm hoping we see the next 3D Mario. I'm hoping we get to see more of this Mario Kart game. I'm hoping, and well, this is something that Smooth brought up because me and Smooth were playing games the other day, and he brought up that he hopes that we see uh GameCube games online or just a an expansion of the Nintendo Switch Online games service thing or whatever. Even if I have to buy the GameCube games in order to play them, I'll buy them. I don't. I would have been fine buying the NES and N64 games personally, you know. But even if I have to purchase the games, I just want to see GameCube stuff on there. I think that would be awesome. Um, so I'm hoping that we see some of that stuff in terms of games. Really, that's all I really care about. Is I want a new 3D Mario and Mario Kart, and and that's a happy launch for me. I'm thinking maybe they might announce. It might not be announced in this showcase, but it might be announced like outside of the showcase, maybe like on social media or on Nintendo Today, which I still haven't downloaded onto my phone. I probably should. Uh, but I'm hoping that Metroid Prime 4 gets a release date. Uh, and speaking of release dates, I'm hoping that this console gets a release date today, though I can't imagine them not giving it a release date. From what I heard, I think that pre-orders for this console are going to start today. So I heard that rumor that Best Buy's pre-orders for Switch 2 start today. So pre-orders are probably going to start after the showcase is over. Um, and yeah, I think I've run out of stuff to say about it. I'm hoping that it turns out really cool, really good. I feel like there's probably a few bullet points that I forgot about here and there, but overall, uh, I guess we're gonna have to wait and see what Nintendo's got to offer us here for the Switch 2. I'll see you guys in a few minutes when the presentation starts, and we'll watch it along together. See you then. All right. Countdown's getting ready to start here, folks. Let's slide on over. Let's see. 60 seconds. Really, really hoping to see something cool here. So we're kicking it off with Mario Kart 9.
Let's go! Yahoo!
That's a lot of racers. Ooh, what the? The cow? A cheeseburger? What the? Damn it, Nintendo, you did it again. This looks really cool. Mario Kart World. That looked cool.
Hello everyone, I'm Koichi Kawamoto, and I'll be one of your guides for today's Nintendo Direct. I'm the producer for Nintendo Switch 2.
I'm Takuhiro Dota, the director for Nintendo Switch 2.
And I'm Tetsuya Sasaki, the hardware design lead for Nintendo Switch 2.
What you just saw was Mario Kart World, launching exclusively on Nintendo Switch 2. Now, what do you think this brand new Mario Kart game will be like?
A brand new entry in the Mario Kart series is launching exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system.
Okay, so this is not coming to Switch 1. Interesting.
Kart races are held throughout various regions that span the globe. Depending on the time of day and weather conditions, the atmosphere will change. And in this Mario Kart game, you can go off the racetrack and drive virtually everywhere in this world. In the classic Grand Prix, race through 4 courses in a bid for first place. But don't sleep at the wheel. You'll also drive to the next course as part of the competition. With 24 drivers in each race, the most in series history, the competition is gearing up. Introducing Knockout Tour. Race non-stop from one corner of the world to another. There are multiple checkpoints along the way. If you're below the placement shown when you hit a checkpoint, you'll be eliminated. Can you make it all the way to the finish line? You can also freely drive around this vast world in free roam. By going off-road, you can explore new areas and routes. So drive wherever your heart takes you. You can also go for scenic drives with friends, and even take photos together at different locations.
I don't know how they managed to make Mario Kart look exciting after all this time. Like, they cooked. Like, they literally cooked. And it's launching day 1 with Switch 2.
More details about this title will be shared in an upcoming Mario Kart World Direct.
They cooked with this one. This looks amazing. This looks that looks incredible. That's day 1 for me.
World launches on the same day as Nintendo Switch 2. We'll share more details in the future, so we hope you're looking forward to it.
Next, we'd like to introduce some of the new features of Nintendo Switch 2. These are the Joy-Con 2 controllers for Switch 2. And on the right Joy-Con 2, we've added a new C button. Let's take a look at some new experiences it offers.
still ahead of all of you guys.
That was me.
That was you?
I think.
So quick. Oh, no, 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 no. Wait, no, 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 no.
Nix, I'm coming for you.
No, I'm about to get
Come on, no.
Oh.
Introducing Game Chat, a new feature for Nintendo Switch.
Finally.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me? Hello?
Hi, missed you.
With this feature, you'll be able to communicate with friends and family while playing a game.
Should we follow you? Yeah?
Yeah, follow me.
Okay.
Us for an adventure.
While using the Game Chat feature, your voice is recognized by a microphone built into the system.
Oh, okay. But you're still behind me, right? All right, let's keep going. Okay. So
Yeah, the mouthing's off here. I don't know if it's
Even from a distance.
the pre-recorded video, but the mouthing is definitely off.
let's make a left right here. Let's make a
When it's noisy around you, your voice will still come through.
It's not
clearly,
just
letting you
it's
chat
not just my recording. It's the actual Nintendo stream where the mouthing's off.
It does look beautiful. It's opaque.
And you can use this feature in handheld mode too, letting you easily chat with friends and family. If you open the chat menu and turn on game screen sharing,
Good job. There we go.
you can also share your game screen.
Oof.
Did you see
That is a
something
rough
on top of that?
that is a rough first showing of that.
Can do it.
That's super choppy.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, he's trying to eat me.
Okay, I got it.
Oh, no.
Okay.
That's a cool idea, I think. I like it.
Even while playing different games.
I like it, but it does look super incredibly choppy. But I guess it's better than nothing.
I'm falling. Okay, we got it. We're safe.
Kirby, look, you're on a star. That's so cute.
So cute.
You can adjust the size of your game screen
Guys, I'm lost. Like,
Where'd you go?
or expand another friend's game screen.
Nintendo, welcome to the modern age.
You're almost there, though.
It only took you guys like almost freaking 20 years to finally have some kind of party chat on your system.
So everyone can watch them play.
Oh, I think I know where you are. Wait. Okay, I think we have to try.
ooh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Let's take a picture here.
Okay, are you ready?
Smile.
Yay.
Oh, yo, that's sick.
I like your pose, Meeks.
On the right Joy-Con 2 controller, there's an additional button. With the seat button, you can pull up a chat menu.
Oh, dang.
Oh, really? Wait, actually, guys, I got a call coming right now, so I'll be right back, yeah?
Okay, sure.
Here, you can quickly and easily mute yourself and more. And there's this. By
Camera.
connecting this camera to the system,
Hey!
Hey, what's up? Hello. Yo, Nick.
Hi, how's everyone doing? Good?
you can appear on screen and video chat while playing a game.
Your face is on
I like that.
How was your test yesterday?
I think this all looks very like
Here's how
this looks very Nintendo. I do like that idea of having, you know, the video
Look forward to games which use
feature.
your camera feed like this.
Okay.
No, wait. Go left.
Oh, wait, I'll let you
Okay.
fix
Go a
it.
little more this way.
That's cool. I don't know if I'm gonna get the camera, but that is cool.
Even when you're apart, you can play games and hang out as if you were together in the same room. Play together or compete in online multiplayer games. Chat while playing your personal favorites. Decide your own rules for a retro game competition. Or hold a sports competition between families. All together, anytime, anywhere. Game Chat.
What did you think? In developing Game Chat, our goal was for you to enjoy playing online with others more closely, including family and friends, almost as if you're all playing together in the same place. The camera you saw in the trailer is the Nintendo Switch 2 camera, which which will be available on the same day as Switch 2. A Nintendo Switch Online membership will be required to use Game Chat.
It feels like this mouthing is off.
However,
I don't know why.
since we'd like as many people as possible to experience Game Chat, it will be available without a membership for a limited time. We hope you'll try it out.
Ends March. Okay, so we know the Switch 2 is launching before March 31st, 2026.
Controls app, and different settings can be adjusted. For example, whether parental permission is always
That narrows it down.
wants to use Game Chat to play with their friends.
We'd like to introduce another new experience you can share with family and friends. On Nintendo Switch, even if you just have one game, you can pass a Joy-Con controller to a friend and play together. But on Nintendo Switch 2, you can play together locally on multiple systems using just one game, with GameShare. As shown here, even games that require multiple screens can be played if one person owns a compatible game. With GameShare, you can temporarily share compatible games with others who also have Nintendo Switch 2 or a Nintendo Switch system. You can share a game with up to 3 other systems at a time. GameShare also supports online play with other Switch 2 systems, and you can use it with friends via Game Chat, which we showed earlier. GameShare can only be used with compatible games. This feature is planned for several titles, starting with a free update for Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics on Nintendo Switch. GameShare support is also planned for select games exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2, so we hope you'll look forward to it.
Up next, we'd like to show you the Nintendo Switch 2 system itself.
This mouthing is like so off, dude. I don't know what to do.
At 7.9 inches, Switch 2 has a bigger built-in screen. Here's how that compares to Nintendo Switch. The system's thickness remains the same. With approximately double the pixels compared to Switch, you can enjoy games in greater detail on the 1080p screen.
Whoa. 120 FPS.
Up to 120
That's crazy.
frames per second, allowing for smoother gameplay in supported titles.
That leads me to believe this is not an yep. I was like, this is not an OLED.
And supports HDR.
I was like, brother, ain't no way.
light and dark areas of the images.
Ain't no way that's an OLED screen with 120 FPS.
The all-new Joy-Con 2 controllers connect magnetically. Strong magnets keep the controllers firmly attached to the system. Detach your controller easily by pressing the release button on the back. The SL and SR buttons are bigger for greater comfort and control when playing with a Joy-Con 2 held horizontally. The left and right sticks are now larger.
Good.
Each Joy-Con 2 controller can be used as a mouse to play with compatible games. Both the left and right Joy-Con 2 support mouse controls. By adjusting the audio balance between the ranges, sounds from the
one of the things
are clearer and more natural
I was thinking was that
tabletop mode.
because of that, because of like the IR sensor for the mouse,
You can voice chat with
that
friends
like they could have
anytime via
Wii games like compatible with this thing.
uses noise-canceling
Like if
technology
the
to
Joy-Con like strap thing has like a mirror reflector where it can reflect the light toward the Switch dock,
Even
you
if
know?
don't have a surround sound system, games can be
So I'm
enjoyed
thinking that
more
that
immersive
mouse thing
three-dimensional
also doubles
sound,
as,
as if
you
you're
know,
coming from
being
all
able to be
around.
used as a Wii pointer for Wii games. That's just a theory. I don't know. We'll wait and see if they announce it. While they're talking about this audio, I just want to see I want to see if the mouthing is off for anybody else
Place your
here.
Nintendo Switch 2 however you like with a large, sturdy stand. You can move it freely, like this. In addition to the USB-C port found on the bottom of the system, there's one on top as well. It's handy for connecting a USB-C camera or charging in tabletop mode. Nintendo Switch 2 comes with 256 gigabytes of internal storage, 8 times that of Nintendo Switch, for storing your game downloads, save data, and more. Reading and writing data is also faster. Use the Nintendo Switch 2 dock to connect to your TV and enable up to 4K resolution for compatible games. HDR is also supported in TV.
4K is a surprise to me. I was not expecting 4K resolution.
The Nintendo Switch 2 dock has a built-in fan that keeps your system cool.
That's
This helps
cool.
Keep performance stable.
That should have been in the Switch 1, probably.
On Nintendo Switch 2, you can play Nintendo Switch 2 games, as well as compatible Nintendo Switch games. Physical and digital games are supported.
As you just saw, Nintendo Switch 2 isn't simply an improved Nintendo Switch. We redesigned the system from the ground up and packed in lots of new gameplay features. And to help players better understand the Switch 2 hardware, we're currently developing this game. Mr. Kawamoto!
Hello. My current location is actually inside the game itself. This is Nintendo
Oh,
Switch 2
cool.
Welcome Tour.
I love these kinds of
Welcome to
games.
Nintendo Switch 2. I'm standing over here. Okay, everyone, join me inside the game. There are a lot of question mark icons here. Let's examine them. This sign reads, "Where are the magnets?" The Joy-Con 2 controllers attach to the system with magnets. And those magnets are inside the system. The SL and SR buttons on the Joy-Con 2 are made of metal, so that's how they attach to the system. A magnetic circuit is formed between them, so they won't easily detach. Through examining signs like these, you can discover all sorts of secrets about Nintendo Switch 2. Another example, the Joy-Con 2 controllers have mouse controls. And when combined with the gyroscopes, you can even do something like this. You can adjust the position of the golf club and aim for the cup by rotating the Joy-Con 2. By combining the mouse controls and gyroscopes, things like this are possible. There are secrets to discover even as you're playing minigames and tech demos. Some of the secrets range from the unique features of the system to tiny details you might not notice until they're pointed out. There are plenty. Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour will launch as a paid digital game on the same day as Nintendo Switch 2. So please check it out if you're interested.
You gotta pay for it?
Now, I'd like to share some more information regarding Nintendo Switch 2. This is the game card for Nintendo Switch 2 titles. It's the same shape as Nintendo Switch game cards, but it's now red and it has much faster data reading speeds. Next up is additional storage. Switch 2 will only work with micro SD express cards. They're a different type of SD card and will make high-speed data transfers possible. Please note that regular micro SD cards used for Nintendo Switch will not be compatible. Additionally, to transfer data from Switch to Switch 2, you can log into your Nintendo account to use the System Transfer feature. With this feature, you can transfer save data, digital games, and more. We're also releasing a new Pro controller. It has a C button, which launches Game Chat, and on the back, there are new GL and GR buttons, which you can
cool.
use to assign existing button controls. In addition, an audio jack has been added. We've introduced a few new features, and after today's presentation, the official Nintendo Switch 2 website will go live. There will also be an Ask the Developer article on the website.
I'm
where the
so
three
curious
of us
as to
will
why
talk about the development of
they
Nintendo
refuse to
Switch 2.
put analog
Yeah, check
triggers
that out
in their game controllers. I don't get it.
And now, the Nintendo Switch 2 launch date. Nintendo Switch 2 launches on June 5th.
That is not
Very
far
much
away.
Looking forward to the day when you all get to experience it, so please wait just a bit longer.
Now, broadly speaking, on Nintendo Switch 2, you can play 3 types of games. The first type is Nintendo Switch 2 games. These games take advantage of the performance and features of Switch 2. The second type is compatible games that were released on Nintendo Switch. Nintendo Switch 2 Edition games are the third type. Some games that were released on Switch will receive upgraded versions that offer things like improved visuals, unique ways to play on Switch 2, and more. Now, I'd like to show you the Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Super Mario Party Jamboree. Please take a look.
I'm really feeling that one.
Super Mario Party Jamboree is getting an upgrade on Nintendo Switch 2. The upgrade expands on the base game and adds new features, including mouse controls, audio recognition, more expressive rumble, and gameplay that uses a camera accessory, all of which can be accessed on Switch.
I mean, it just seems like they're going like the PlayStation route where you're going to have to pay for these upgrades and you don't get them for free like on Xbox, which I'm not a huge fan of. I mean, maybe they'll do free performance upgrades, but I don't know, like re-releasing games that I already own on Switch 2. I'm not really a big fan of doing that for games. I feel like I bought the game once, now I bought the new system. I should just get an upgrade. Yeah, I shouldn't have to pay for it. I mean, adding new features is a different story, but boy, Nintendo trailers sure do know how to make people look like dorks. Like, look at these schmucks.
Finally, take a ride on the mouse-controlled carnival coaster. With the safety bar lowered and secured, you're off.
Boy, they're really pushing this mouse control thing.
Use mouse controls to shoot down enemies while you feel the bumps and rumbles of the coaster.
I guess it's safe to say that the pointer control is not coming back from the Wii.
There's a bouldering game where 2 players each control an arm, and one where you shake a can of spray paint and quickly tag objects. Enjoy the thrill of these intuitive mini-games. How quickly can you reach the station? From mini-games that use a camera, the built-in microphone, mouse controls, and rumble, the biggest party yet is getting even bigger. Super Mario Party Jamboree, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, plus Jamboree TV, launches on Nintendo Switch 2, July 24th.
It's not even launching on day one.
Players who already own Super Mario Party Jamboree can upgrade to Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV by purchasing an upgrade pack.
Please look forward to a new Mario Party experience, where you can see each other's reactions while playing. Let's continue presenting some more Nintendo Switch 2 Edition games. Nintendo Switch 2 editions of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom feature enhanced resolution and frame rates, and also support HDR, which makes the image more vibrant, so you can play with smoother, higher definition graphics. Plus, you can get even more out of your adventures in Hyrule using Zelda Notes. This new feature can be accessed via the Nintendo Switch app on smart devices. It's a game-specific service that's exclusive to the Switch 2 editions of these titles. For example, it can help guide you to various locations, like shrines and Koroks you haven't found yet.
Guidance activating. Proceed north.
Or you can share your creations using QR codes and send them to another player to create in their game.
That's cool. That guidance thing sounds stupid though, but this seems like a good thing.
We hope these features will make your adventures even more enjoyable. In Kirby and the Forgotten Land, you'll be able to enjoy an additional story exclusive to the Nintendo Switch 2 edition, along with improved graphics and frame rates. This story takes place in the Forgotten Land after being struck by a powerful meteor that's causing some mysterious changes. We hope you're looking forward to Kirby's new adventure. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond will have both a Nintendo Switch and a Nintendo Switch 2 edition. In addition to standard controls, you can use mouse controls for intuitive gameplay on Switch 2. Plus, you can explore the immersive world in 4K at 60 frames per second, or enjoy smoother action in full HD at 120 frames per second.
4K 60 HDR on Switch. I will have to see it to believe it.
Based on your preference and playstyle.
I will have to see that to believe it.
Plus, Pokemon Legends ZA, which is scheduled to launch later this year, will not only receive a Nintendo Switch version, but a Nintendo Switch 2 edition as well. By taking advantage of the power of Switch 2, you can enjoy your adventure in Lumio City with enhanced resolution and frame rates. The Nintendo Switch 2 edition games you just saw will be available as both physical and digital versions. And if you already own the Nintendo Switch version of a game, you can play the Nintendo
So
Switch
in order
2
to get better performance out of my Breath of the Wild, I have to pay for an upgrade pack in order to utilize the hardware improvements of the console that I just bought.
To introduce a brand new game featuring mouse controls with the Joy-Con 2
This is stupid.
Please take a look.
My brother in Christ.
In Drag and Drive, you'll use both Joy-Con 2 controllers as
I have
mice to
nothing.
intuitively pull off various
I have nothing
moves.
bad to say
We hope you're
about
looking
this game in
forward to a new
particular.
twist on 3-on-3 matches using dual
I have
mouse.
nothing bad to say about this game.
Next, here are some games from our publishing and development partners coming to Nintendo Switch.
I have nothing bad to say. Holy shit!
Observe the lands between. This world is in
No
dire need of repair.
flippin' way.
You can see
Hey, I'm Greg Kasavin from Supergiant Games, here to say that Hades 2 is coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
Well, no duh.
The first ever sequel introduces the Princess of the Dead, an immortal witch out to vanquish the sinister Titan of Time. You'll battle beyond the underworld to the ends of the earth, getting to know dozens of characters from Greek myth in a story that reacts to your every setback and victory. It's the kind of game you can quickly pick up and play whether you're experienced with the original or not. Look for more about Hades 2 later this year.
皆さんこんにちは。カプコンの中山です。
I knew Capcom was gonna be here.
ストリートファイター6です。
Kind of hope they bring Resident Evil 4, to be honest.
対戦はもちろん、任天堂スイッチ2だけの新モードもあります。ソフトは通常版の他に総勢26キャラクターを収録した Years 1-2 Fighters Edition の2バージョンを、さらにゲームと連動するアミーボとアミーボ
Oh yeah, dude, I forgot Amiibo even existed. Wow.
お楽しみに。
Initiating Arsenal boot sequence. Weapon safety mechanism confirmed. All operating at normal levels. Testing data link with spine. Normal. Commencing launch.
After 2 long wars where our freedom was restricted, we will finally be liberated from humans.
I'm in need of a new arsenal, new equipment, and money. I'm for sale, and you're buying.
Rebels! Thanks for the warm welcome!
This planet will be ours.
The Sovereign Axiom, the Trinitas, has almost completed a weapon that was created to destroy all humanity.
No! Because we're in the middle of a war. Don't you get it?
I won't just stop you. I'll tear you apart!
All children bring hope to our lives, don't they?
Hey, this is Joseph Forrest from Hazelight. I'm super excited for Split Fiction to come to Nintendo Switch 2. The game is a story about friendship. You play as Mio, who writes sci-fi, and Zoe, who writes fantasy. Together, they get trapped in their own stories, and it's up to you and a friend to help them break free. Now, let me tell you this, if you like It Takes Two, you're gonna love this one, trust me. And of course, you'll be able to play Split Fiction on the day Switch 2 launches.
At EA Sports, we're bringing fans together across the world, both on the pitch and on the gridiron. We're excited to announce that EA Sports FC will be coming to Nintendo Switch 2. Madden NFL will also be arriving on the Nintendo platform. EA Sports, it's in the game.
Hi, I'm Alan Tu from Avalanche Software.
You know, honestly, I hope that FIFA and or I guess Football Club and Madden run well on the Switch too, because I just feel like people would really enjoy having a handheld version of those games. And from what I understand, I don't think they ran too great on the original Switch. So hopefully the Switch 2 versions run a lot better. That's so crazy. SpongeBob World.
Hello, this is Christian Elverdam from IO Interactive. We are bringing our flagship title, Hitman World of Assassination, to Nintendo Switch 2. As the best assassin in the trade, Agent 47 does everything he can to accomplish his mission. And how each mission progresses
The watermelon.
on the player's imagination. Our ever-expanding game will release on the same day as Switch 2. Plus, we are excited to bring another familiar agent to the platform.
I didn't know there was a new 007 game.
James Bond. The world's favorite spy is coming to Nintendo Switch 2, so stay tuned.
The story of light and shadow that never fades is reborn. Bravely Default returns, remastered in high definition. Featuring the Brave and Default commands that help you control the flow of turn-based battles. Change and customize jobs to build out your very own party. Enjoy your adventure with upgraded features and enhancements. And all new minigames with unique ways to play. Square Enix presents the classic fantasy RPG, Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster. Set foot in Luxembourg as a warrior of light once more.
セガ龍が如くスタジオ代表の横山です。我々がお送りするタイトルは龍が如くゼロ誓いの場所ディレクターズカットです。1988年東京と大阪2つの歓楽街を舞台に土地を巡る争奪戦が勃発。伝説の始まりを追加シーンとともにお楽しみください。発売日は任天堂スイッチ2の発売と同じ日です。今後のシリーズ展開にもぜひご期待ください。
We'll have more games to show from our publishing and development partners, but for now, we'd like to show a game being developed in collaboration with Nintendo. Please take a look.
Is this another Hyrule Legends?
From the heavens,
Cool.
joined hands with the Hylians who dwelled on the surface.
Or what's it called? No, Hyrule Warriors.
A great and prosperous kingdom. But in time, a terrible evil arose. A war was fought to vanquish this evil, one which future generations would call the imprisoning war.
Perhaps you truly have traveled back in time.
So that's Hyrule Castle? Then that must mean this really is the past.
Cool. Maybe I'll pay. Maybe I'll buy that one.
That was Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. It's being developed by Koei Tecmo Games with We hope
Just
you
did a
look
quick
forward to
reload
the
to see if I
untold
can
story of the imprisoning war,
get this
which took place in
mouthing
long ago.
back the right way.
And now, some news about Nintendo Switch Online. You can continue to enjoy Nintendo Switch Online on Switch 2.
Nothing like it helped. I think it's just a live stream.
Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack. You can enjoy a new membership benefit exclusively on Switch 2. Please take a look at this.
There you go. There it is.
Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack will be getting a new classic game library exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2. Nintendo GameCube, originally released in 2001.
There it is,
Here
boys
are the
and
titles
girls.
that will be available at launch. A Legend of Zelda game that looks
Wake
like
that
a
wind up.
customized 3D cell shading. Controlling the wind using a mysterious baton. Link set sail on an adventure.
So they'd rather give us GameCube on NSO.
Transcending history.
I was just playing this the other day on my GameCube.
Swords eternally retold. this 3D, weapons-based fighting game, each fighter comes equipped with a different weapon. And Link from the Legend of Zelda series enters the fray. Soul Calibur 2. Experience a world of white-knuckle racing at speeds over 2,000 kilometers per hour. 30 machines will put it all on the line in death-defying races. Featuring the series' first machine customization and story mode, get ready to experience F-Zero GX. In games that support multiplayer, up to 4 can play together locally or online. Enjoy these classic games with clearer image quality and higher resolution than the original releases. You can also check the controls for each title and customize them to your liking. More titles will be added in the future.
Wow, they're putting Pokemon XD on there. And Coliseum. That's good. I love those games. Those are like really, really great Pokemon games. And I wish they made more like them.
Online Plus expansion pack launches the same day as the hardware's release.
Oh, wow. That's great.
A dedicated controller designed after the original GameCube controller will also be released.
That is going to sell out.
Connect wirelessly and also has a C button to quickly access Game Chat. The Nintendo GameCube controller, exclusively available for Nintendo Switch Online members, will also be available the same day as Nintendo Switch 2.
Whether you're familiar with the games or haven't played them before, we hope you're looking forward to Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Classics. Of course, you can continue to play select games from the systems shown here on Nintendo Switch 2. Okay, let's see some more games from our publishing and development partners.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Randy from Gearbox. Borderlands 4, our upcoming flagship Borderlands game, will launch on Nintendo Switch 2. Borderlands is back. Loot and shoot your way through a world filled with wild enemies and outrageous weapons. We're still in development, and it's already the most ambitious Borderlands game we've ever made. Borderlands 4 will launch in 2025. We'll be sharing a lot of the game in the months ahead, and there's more from 2K on the way.
Hi, I'm Dennis Shirk from Firaxis Games. We're releasing a Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Sid Meier's Civilization 7. In Civ 7, you'll establish an empire and guide your people throughout the ages of history. With the new mouse controls, players can enjoy a more intuitive gameplay experience. Civ 7 launches on the
That's actually really cool. Some games, the mouse is just so much better. So that's good. I like that.
By purchasing the upgrade.
You gotta purchase the upgrade.
Even more news from 2K.
Bull crap.
Hi, I'm Lionel Jinx.
And I'm Ben Bishop.
Our final announcement for today is that WWE 2K is coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
Plus NBA 2K as well.
We can't wait to see you in the ring.
And on the court.
4 kids find this old tattered man. Off they went armed with nothing but youthful enthusiasm and a profound lack of preparation. Boom! Terrible at steering a raft. Let's slay some trees. Awesome! You nailed it!
Hello?
Hook, line, and sinker.
It froze.
Tastes amazing. Doesn't really have started to master this survival thing.
No, it's just frozen.
The top. Ha!
Let me see if
Well, I think that's everything. Let's set sail. This time for home.
No, it's I just looked over at IGN's feed, like it's frozen for them too. So this is just an issue with the live stream in general.
Here's the first look at Enter the Gungeon 2.
Yeah. I'm looking at the IGN stream right now, and theirs is like completely frozen, same screen as me. So Nintendo's having problems with this thing right now. It's really unfortunate. I think the Twitch one is good. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know. Yeah, I think the Twitch one is better. I was watching it on YouTube before, but I think the Twitch stream is more in line. Sorry everybody. I don't know. Nintendo Nintendo jacked it up. It's not my fault. It's just a sizzle reel, but a lot of games coming to Switch too, as you'd expect.
We've shown a lot of games so far. The next game will be the last from our publishing and development partners. Please take a look.
Kind of looks like Bloodborne.
I give you my blood. I give you my life. Turn, O wheel, and transport him to a night of moonlight, to humanity's very dusk.
Or is this like a new Castlevania? I don't know. Something vampire-y. Oh, it is Bloodborne. Bloodborne 2 or just a port of 1? I have no idea. There's got to be 2. I don't recall a train in Bloodborne. Frog's breasts are enormous.
Close your eyes and contemplate now the moon, as befits the soon to depart.
I pray that you are able, carrier of blood.
It's what dinosaur?
Will flow for one, and one alone.
You know, as I was watching it, I was like, this doesn't seem like Bloodborne. I was like, this seems like something that's not Bloodborne. Like, as I was looking at it, I was like, I don't remember. It didn't seem 100% like Bloodborne, so it's not Bloodborne. It's the Dusk Bloods. It's not Bloodborne 2. It's the Dusk Bloods, which I will not be buying on Switch unless it's Switch exclusive. Did that say exclusive?
Just saw it was a brand new game by From Software.
I looked away for a second.
We'll be publishing a creator's voice article where the game's director, Hidetaka Miyazaki, will share more details about the game, so please check it out when it's available. That's all from our publishing and development partners. We'd like to thank the developers who appeared today, as well as our publishing and development partners who prepared footage for this presentation. In addition to what you saw today, our partners are working on many games.
This is why I don't like Twitch.
We'll showcase more games in the future, so we hope you're looking forward to it. Next, please take a look at this.
This better be Mario. Bro, is this the new Smash Bros. Game already? There's no way this is Kirby Air Ride 2. There's no stinking way. There's no stinking way. Oh my God in heaven.
Kirby Air Ride, which originally released on the Nintendo GameCube system over 20 years ago, is getting a brand new game. We hope you're looking forward to Kirby Air Riders, directed by Masahiro Sakurai. Next is our last trailer for today. Please take a look.
Y'all can't knock my sock. I only got 2 socks. They're already gone. You done already knocked them off. This is definitely a new Mario. 100%. Oh my. That's a monk. What? What? I call the police. Call 911. Call 911. I am in shock at... I'm dizzy. I am dizzy. I got a message smooth. sweet creamed corn. Like, what the?
That was a brand new 3D platforming action game starring Donkey Kong, called Donkey Kong Bonanza. With incredible strength, smash through enemies, walls, the ground, and just about everything as you demolish your way through a massive underground world. More details will be shared in the future. We hope you're looking forward to it.
Thank you for watching so far.
To recap, Nintendo Switch 2 launches on June 5th. Finally, here are the hardware options that will be available at launch. We'll release Nintendo Switch 2, as well as a bundle that includes a digital version of Mario Kart World. For more details, please check the official Nintendo Switch 2 website, which goes live later today.
We've covered a lot of information, but that's all we have to share for today.
You'll have to wait just a bit longer for launch. We are very much looking forward to everyone being able to experience Nintendo Switch 2. We appreciate you joining us today. Thank you very much.
I had to pull up Best Buy. I had to pull up Best Buy for the. They didn't say the price, which is weird. So they didn't say the price. Just kind of weird. Wow. Wowie wow wow. They cooked. They cooked, y'all. They cooked. They cooked. They cooked. They cooked. They did. They cooked. They cooked. They cooked. They completely just cooked. Wow. Wow. I don't even know. I don't even know where to begin. Wow. Just wow. That was incredible. Simply put, that was incredible. Still some questions that I think I have yet to have answered here. Right? No price, which is odd. They didn't announce the price, which, you know, if it's launching in June, that's like, you know, what, 3 months away? No, that's 2 months away. That's 2 months away, and we don't know the price yet. So yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Whew, those last two announcements took me out completely. I'm not like a big reactor to things. I usually have very, very mild reactions to stuff, but those last two announcements, for one, Kirby Air Riders, aka Kirby Air Ride 2, right? Kirby Air Ride was like so much of one of my favorite games when I was a kid. Like, I loved that game. I remember that was like one of the first games that like I actually like wrote like my ideas for if they ever made a number 2. I wanted a sequel to that game so badly, and we never got a sequel to it. Like, and I never thought in a bajillion years we would ever see another Kirby Air Ride game ever. I never thought it. Like, I would have bet my life that they would never make another one. And now we have Kirby Air Riders, and just like, wow, that was. I love Kirby Air Ride so much as a kid. Like, you have no idea how much I love that game. I can't express enough how much I enjoyed that game. In fact, if you're familiar with Kirby Air Ride, you know the checklist where there's all like the little check boxes. Yeah, I completed all of those check boxes for all 3 of the modes, and I did it without the little fill-in boxes. I did them all, like, and when you do them all, like, I did them all. I love Kirby Air Ride. I cannot believe it's back. That was just mind-blowing, mind-melting. Mind is gone. My brain is gone. It's out of here. Wow. Kirby Air Ride 2. I can't believe it. Donkey Kong Stinkin' Bonanza, baby. Wow. Wow, wow, wowie, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wowie, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. I can't believe it. I know Smooth might be in the hospital tonight because more than me, he has wanted a 3D Donkey Kong game forever. I wish he wasn't at work right now so that he could be here on the show talking about this new Donkey Kong game. Holy crap. And what a curveball, Nintendo. What a you just could never expect. You never know what they're going to do. What a crazy curveball to throw, right? I'm sitting here, I'm like, "Oh, this is the new Mario game. This is the new 3D Mario." And then I saw the little monkeys in the mine and I was like, nah. But then when I saw him like punching through the screen, I was like, "Oh, he coming." Oh boy, Donkey Kong, 3D Donkey Kong for the first time in our for the second time in our lives, we had a 3D Donkey Kong game. We haven't had a 3D Donkey Kong game since Donkey Kong 64 on the Nintendo 64. Yellow cartridge, Donkey Kong 64, baby. What? We're back. I need an aspirin. Wow, Nintendo. Why did you have to do me like that? Why did you have to do me like that? Whew. So I'm going to keep it brief because again, me and Smooth are going to be getting on together and we're going to be doing a longer discussion about this. So I'm just going to give my brief thoughts before I dip out of here and go lay down. I think the hardware looks great. I think the hardware does look great. I think the hardware looks excellent. Actually, wait a second. Wait a stinking second here. Hold on. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Brother. Oh, no. Okay. Here's what I pulled up. If you're wondering what I pulled up this, right? Hold up. Wait. Oh, shoot. I clicked off of it. Wait a minute. I pulled up this part right here because I wanted to see if it had that LAN port. I wanted to see if it had that internet port, and it does. So, okay, we got the internet port. Okay, Nintendo, you gave me the internet port that I was complaining about. Okay, you gave it to me. What an incredible, amazing launch lineup for the Nintendo Switch 2. This feels like a Switch launch. This is they cooked. they cooked. Whew, I don't even know what to say. The hardware looks awesome, right? I think that, keeping it simple and keeping this to where it's like, yeah, it's a Switch, but the performance is better. It's got a larger, better screen. The Joy-Cons are a little better, right? Like the games are going to run better. And I think it was a very, very smart decision to do this. And I personally assumed that Mario Kart 9 would be coming to the Switch 1 as well. I didn't think Nintendo would be so ready and willing to give up on potentially making a ton of money on the Nintendo Switch. I didn't think Nintendo would be so ready and willing to give up that potential like sales of releasing that game on the Switch, but it seems like they're fine with it. So there you go. Mario Kart 9 looks awesome. That looks excellent. That's a day one purchase for me. Honestly, so I'm going to have to get Smooth's opinion on this. I'm going to have to get Smooth's thoughts on this because Smooth was saying before that he has like no intention of buying a Switch day one. Just because, it's probably going to be like a $400 system. I'd say it's probably going to be like $400. They didn't say the price, but my assumption is that it's going to be a $400 console. That's my That is my assumption. Right? They didn't say how much it costs, but I'm assuming $400. I think that with these games that they just announced today, with Donkey Kong Bonanza and with Mario Kart 9 looking the way it looks, I think he might pull that $400 trigger. We're going to have to see what he thinks, but the hardware looks amazing. It's got an excellent lineup of games. It's got all the third-party support that you could really ask for. They kept it so simple, but they executed it beautifully. I have to be honest. Like, they kept it very simple. It's a Switch, but better. And that's exactly what they should have done. No crazy gimmicks or crazy, like new thing, new curveball they're trying to throw. It's a Switch, but better than the Switch. You know what I mean? Like, it's like they didn't try to reinvent the wheel here. They just did what they should have done. They did the smart thing. And in particular, I just want to mention that Mario Kart 9 being exclusive and a lot of these other games, like I'm assuming the Kirby Air Ride is exclusive and Donkey Kong Bonanza being exclusive, I think that's smart because Nintendo, I think they kind of have a hunch that people are going to be buying this thing and this is going to sell like hotcakes. And frankly, again, I say, if you build it, they will come. If you make great games, people will buy your system. I was planning to buy a Switch day one anyway. I was. But that's mainly because of this show, right? That's like the main reason because, I want to do the whole unboxing and, first impressions, and I want to share my thoughts on the Switch 2. That's the main reason why I wanted a Switch 2 at launch was because of Orbit. Now, to hell with this show. I'll buy a Switch. I'll buy one regardless because this launch lineup looks incredible. And you're telling me, I don't know how good this is going to go, but if you're telling me that I can get Metroid Prime 4 running at 4K 60 on a Switch 2, look, I gotta throw you some cash, Nintendo, all right? I gotta throw you a little bit of cash there. This console looks great. And that's like, I think it was an excellent showcase. I just think it was. I'm gonna have to rewatch it and really go into depth about everything that was in it. So stay tuned for the Orbit where me and Smooth talk about all this stuff. This is just my immediate reactions and just me kind of gushing over how good and how just amazing these games look. Yes, I would have wanted a new Mario game to be shown off, but look, we got Donkey Kong. We got the big donkey monkey, like we don't need we don't necessarily need Mario right now. I am so excited for this thing. Nintendo, they cooked. I can't even. And at the beginning of this episode, I said I was not a big fan of the Switch 1. This thing right here, this Switch 2, right now, my immediate reaction is I'm super excited and I want one in my hands today. So in New York, they're going to be having on the 4th and the 6th, they're going to be having the Nintendo Switch 2 experience. I don't know if I'm still able to register for it. But New York is not very far from me. So I may go to New York and go to the I may go to New York and try to go to the Switch 2 launch thing. I'll have to see. If I can get there, I'll get there. If I can't, then, oh well. But man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. What an incredible showing. And yeah. I'm gonna wrap it up for this episode because I really need to digest all this stuff. My immediate reaction is 2 big thumbs up. This showcase was amazing. The games looked great. The hardware looked great. I'm going to watch it over again. And I'm going to let Smooth get a watch and let him get all of his excitement out. Wow. Super excited. Hope you guys enjoyed despite the streaming issues. That was Nintendo's fault. It wasn't me. It was Nintendo. Wow. Incredible. Let me know what you all think about the Switch 2. First impressions. What was your immediate reaction to this thing? Wow. Just, they cooked. I'll see you guys in the next episode where we're going to have Smooth and we're going to be talking about they cooked. They cooked.